Welcome to our How to Play for Kick It, the draft and scorecard game where you're aiming to outscore your opponents. To get started, decide which competition you'd like to play. A league, where every player plays each other twice. This is great for 2, 3 or 4 players. Or a knockout tournament, where winning players progress to the next round. This is great for 2 or 4 players. The setup and gameplay is the same for both competition styles, but the scoring and winning is different. Game setup. Place the substitute cards face down in the middle of the table. Shuffle team player deck and deal 4 cards face down to the players involved in the match. Each match is 1-on-1, but with a 4-player game, 2 matches can be played at the same time. Split the remaining deck into goalkeepers and outfielders and place the piles on their matching penalty round cards. Players each draw 2 goalkeeper and 2 outfielder cards. Remove the half-time and full-time cards from the new round deck. Shuffle the remaining cards and place face down in a row. Place the half-time card in the middle of the row and the full-time card at the end of the row, like so. Make sure each player takes a coach card before starting the competition. These cards contain special skills that can be used once per match. Once used, place face down until the next match. Let's kick it! Start by turning over the first new round card. This will reveal a rule for the match. Player 1 decides if they wish to attack or defend until half-time. If player 1 chooses attack, they must place down an attack card from their hand. Player 2 must now defend by laying a defense card with a greater value. They must do this to avoid conceding a goal.
Goal!
If player 1 chooses defend, then player 2 must attack and cannot concede a goal. They can still score a goal by playing a card with equal or greater value.
Goal!
If you score a goal, then take a football token. Discard the used team player cards onto the correct penalty round piles. Flip over the next new round card.
Goal!
Once players reach half-time, the order of play switches. The match ends when players reach the full-time card. Using a substitute. These can be used at any time during the match and are played instead of a card from your hand. Choose one to play blind. You don't get to peek at the card before you play. These have 1 value on them and can be used to either attack or defend. You can only play 1 substitute per match. If players are tied at the end of the match, then the game heads to a penalty shootout. Players move their leftover team player cards to the correct penalty round piles and gives them both a shuffle. Each player takes turns drawing a card face down from the penalty round piles. Player 1 takes the first penalty and draws an outfielder card. Player 2 takes a goalkeeper card. Both players now flip over their card. If the attack is higher, a goal is scored. If the attack is lower, it's a save! Both players discard their cards, then switch roles for round 2. Player 2 now takes the penalty and draws an outfielder card. Player 1 draws a goalkeeper card. It's a save! Players continue until 6 penalties have been taken, 3 by each player. Player that scores the most penalties wins the shootout and the match. If the game is still tied, then it moves to sudden death, where the next player to successfully score and save against their opponent wins the match. Winning depends on the competition played. If playing in a league, the player who wins the match earns 3 points. After all players have played each other twice, the player with the most points is the winner. If playing in a knockout tournament, the player to win the final match wins overall. Kick It, the draft and scorecard game. Share your goals with us. Use the hashtag Ridley's Games.